This Fallen Leaf Trail. It's an old Indian trail in Jamestown, Rhode Island. It's right down the street from Beavertail Lighthouse. Now, all these hills you see here, during the Revolutionary War, Rhode Island militiamen would put their artillery, their cannons, right in the gullies. They dug these gullies right here. And you see all those trees were cut down at the time, but beyond those trees is the ocean. And the British fleet used to come through there, and the militia would fire their cannons and try and sink their ships at the time. Pretty wild. To understand why the battery was placed here and how it worked, you have to imagine this site as it looked in 1776. The Beavertail was mostly farmland with a few trees. There was a clear view of the west passage of Narragansett Bay, and one could look south across the rolling fields past the Beavertail Point to the sea, and north beyond the Fox Hill far up the bay. In clear weather, it would be easy to see ships approaching or soldiers marching across the field. In the spring of 1776, the colony of Rhode Island needed to protect Newport, a vital seaport, against British warships that might approach the West Passage and around the north end of Conducut Island. They chose this site on the side of Prospect Hill, the highest point on Beavertail, to build an earthen fortification for their cannons. Sitting 90 feet above sea level and only 500 feet from the shore, the Conducut Valley Battery provided both an excellent observation point and elevated position from which to fire on the British ships. The West Passage is about a mile wide here, so the cannon could fire nearly all the way across, although accuracy was greatly diminished beyond half a mile. It is not known what type of cannon the colonists had at the battery, but by the fall of 1776, the cannon had already been withdrawn. When a British fleet of 70 ships sailed up the West Passage on December 7th of that year, they found the battery abandoned. The British occupied Jamestown in December of 1776 and rebuilt the earthwork in its present shape, large enough to hold 3 or 4 cannons. Men built the battery by hand using shovels and picks. They used the earth dug from the ditch to build the parapet and glacis, and to the level interior for the guns. The glacis ditch protected the battery from attack by enemy infantry, while the parapet on the side provided some protection from cannon fire from the ships in the bay.